the racists are at it again. And if you believe everything you read, some white guy killed an Indian and he got away with murder.
Apparently.
That's
Yeah, so we'll give you a little backstory quick of in Saskatchewan, our neighbors to the east, there was a break-in. Or attempted break-in, or attempted
depending
robbery.
on which side of the story you fall into. These three people or two people showed up into a farmer's yard. Either they were trying to steal or they were asking for help. But either way...
Allegations of assault, allegations of this. One of them ended up dead. The farmer ended up killing one of the intruders, or whatever you want to call him.
Yep.
One of the people, and was recently found not guilty of murder.
Yep.
It was self-defense, I guess.
Okay. So he was up on these... these were the three options for the jury. Manslaughter, second-degree murder, or acquittal.
Yeah.
Right? And he was acquitted.
Yeah.
So... It's one of those things of now there's a big and our local not local politicians, the Prime Minister came out and said, "Oh, this is a travesty of justice, and we will try to do more for the Indigenous people of Canada." And it's just like, did you expect this guy to be guilty?
Well, they're saying the Indigenous people are saying that there wasn't enough representation on the jury of the natives, and it's like I read a story that there was, I think it was the Sun got a hold of him. They were contacted by one of the people who went through the jury selection process.
Yep.
And this person said there was about 200 people in the room or something like that, and 80 or 65 of them or something like that were Indigenous natives, and they were all eventually disqualified for
various reasons.
Whether it was biasism or wanting to be disqualified. So they eventually whittled the group down like they do. I've never been through the whole process of jury selection. I've been asked to come down, but I've never went through the process because the case was not whatever. So whatever. So I guess you can ask to be disqualified for like financial reasons or previous engagements.
Yep.
If you're related to the or have any relation or any connection to anybody involved in the case, you can't be on the jury for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
You know, I couldn't be on yours because I'm your brother and I'd be biased. So they're saying that there's misrepresentation because the jury was all white. But there was open bias coming from the people who were in natives who were in part of the jury selection. There was the person who was interviewed said that they could overhear the natives saying, "I'm going to hang this white man. I'm going to make sure this white man pays for this." And so you can't have people on the jury like that.
Nope.
So now there's people calling for that juries have, the way you pick juries has to be different. There has to be representation of all types on there. And I'm like, in my mind, it's like, no, you just randomly pick people.
So jury selection, you summon these people, and then you whittle it down.
Yeah.
Both the Crown and the defendant
can
get rid of jury people. Like, the Crown person can go, oh, there's a cop on the... he's a cop. I don't want him on there because he's going to have a better understanding of the law.
Yeah.
Right? There's a doctor on there. Well, I don't want a doctor on there because he's going to have a different opinion than what I think needs to be on this jury. So both sides of the law have to agree on the jury.
Yeah.
So, it's one of those things of, again, you don't want a person who's been sexually assaulted on a jury about sexual assault. Yeah. So it's one of those things. Yes, there may have been 12 white men on this jury, but if
those are the best available, those are the those are the ones chosen.
Yeah.
From what I understand, they whittled it down to a certain number, and then they randomly drew numbers, and that was how it was selected.
Yeah. Again, I think I might have read a similar article to you. A jury person was there, and they were sitting in the back listening to these native people talking, and it's just like, if the defense lawyer heard these people talking, which they probably did, because it's not like they were sequestered. It was just a gymnasium, all 200 people that showed up were there, you know, the defense person could probably hear them and go, oh, I'm going to hang this guy. Oh, he's going to pay. Oh, he's, you know, he's guilty. And it's like, if somebody's already made up their mind, you don't want them on the jury. You want an impartial jury.
Yeah.
Now,
I've always said if I ever got summoned for jury duty, I don't want to do it because I can't really financially do it, depending how long the case was. I've always said that I would go in there and I would come across as the most racist or biased person in one way or the other, just so I could get out of it, because that's one way to get out of it. And it's like, to me, I think, I don't, like I said, I don't know 100% how our selection process is, but to me it seems fine from what I know of it.
Now, okay, the guy was acquitted, and it was by a jury. And if a person is acquitted by jury, jury members as a group have to come up to this verdict.
It has to be all 12 that have to agree.
It does. If not, it's called a hung jury.
It's a hung jury. If one person disagrees,
he can hold up the entire jury. If it was a trial by judge, it might be a little different. And then at that point in time, you can actually have a politician step in and go, you know what? Because we've had this happen in Calgary where there was a judge who said, why don't you keep your knees closed in a rape case? This judge, there was a retrial ordered because there was a bias.
Yeah.
You know, he didn't understand certain things. He was removed from the bench. He had to go through courses and stuff like that, and he actually has to basically reapply to be a lawyer. And that's understandable, having politicians step in, because at that point in time, when you have that's a miscarriage.
Yeah, where this one where
this is a group of 12 people coming to a peers, group decision.
Yeah, because if we start getting into the area where we start segregating people into race, gender, age, whatever group, just for jury selections, and you have to have like 2 from each group.
Yeah,
that doesn't.
How many groups are you going to include?
How far are you going to
somebody
segregate?
Who is a person of color and gay? Do they count
as their own group?
Do they count for 2 groups, or only just one or the other? Right?
Maybe they're their own subgroup, and then you get into group, and you have to go subgroups of subgroups of subgroups, and it just doesn't.
One thing that is different between Canada and the U.S. is the jury in Canada is actually not legally allowed to talk about the case once it's done.
Yeah.
In the U.S., jury members are actually allowed to talk about the trial. And that's maybe one thing we should look at in Canada.
Maybe.
Is so we understand why they came to this conclusion. Because none of us, other than the
12 people,
the family, who sat through the whole trial, other than those people who were actually there all the time, they didn't see everything. They didn't hear everything. They didn't get shown everything.
We're all getting secondhand news and secondhand, so it's very filtered. It can be filtered and put into narratives then. But for these people, like the natives, indigenous, to come out and be like, this is a racism, to me, it's that's what you do when you've lost an argument, you've lost a conversation or a debate. You pull out that card, and that's like the trump card that makes the other person go,
wow, it's made to make them stop, and it's just like, well, what are we supposed to do?
What am I supposed to do now? Yeah.
And wait.
And now that the top person, like our prime minister, has come out and said that this is an injustice, and then we have to look at it, that's opened a whole new can. And it's like, why are you saying anything? You've just undermined our justice system to make it look stupid.
Yeah.
I've akin this to, like, everybody wants fairness, everybody wants it to be fair until it affects them in a negative way. And I've akin this to this. Okay? You want to, so you're picking people to run a 100-meter race, right? And you have the whole population available to you. Okay? How are you going to pick the best 5 people? You're not going to divide them into groups. You're going to, you're going to say, okay, we're all going to line up at point A, and we're going to run 100 meters. If you can come and volunteer, so you can compete in this, right? No matter what. But you're all going to start at point A, 0, and you're going to run 100 meters. Then I'm going to take the best 5 of you. If you have no legs, absolutely, you can come race, but you're not going to get an advantage. If you're in a wheelchair, sure, come on and race, but you're not going to get an advantage. If you're fat, you can come race, but you're not going to get, you know what I mean? And it's like, so now Joe Blow green man over there goes, well, you're being racist because I'm green and you're not giving me an advantage because I think I'm at a disadvantage. Now I'm screwed because if I say anything, I'm racist.
Mm-hmm.
When really all I'm trying to do is
get the five fastest
fastest people to run on my team.
Yeah.
Regardless of anything. You know what I mean? I think that's, in a way, we should look at our jury selection that way. Is it doesn't matter. You know, you're a blank canvas. You're starting at point 1. From there, we're going to go, okay, we're going to pick you out by, okay, do you have any relationship to anybody in this case? If you do, you're disqualified. Do you want to be disqualified?
Yeah. It's like, do you want to walk out right now?
Go ahead.
Now's the time to do it.
Yeah, absolutely. You're free to go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then go from there. And to me, that's the best way. And then, if you have 50 people left, you randomly pick 12 of them out of the 50. How?
Because it also comes down to the prosecution and the defense. You know, they have these abilities to just dismiss people out of hand.
Yeah.
And it's just like, you know, we've had this system for a very long time. Maybe it might need to be reviewed, but how many court cases are tried every year by jury and there's no problems? And all of a sudden we have this one and they come across as racist, and it's like, is it really racism?
Yeah.
Like,
it's just you didn't get the result you wanted, so you're gonna cry racism, and you're gonna, you know, it's the same thing as I didn't get the result I wanted, and so I'm gonna call gender biasm, or I'm gonna call whatever. It's the same thing. You're being, in a sense, you're being a crybaby because you didn't get what you want, and you're throwing a temper tantrum. It's no different than my 2-year-old or 3-year-old, sorry, now, throwing a temper tantrum in the middle of the aisle because she didn't get a toy she wanted. It's no different. It's no different. You're coming across to me as a crybaby. You're being a...
And it boils down to this. It's like, if you don't like the laws, maybe they need to start changing.
Then the laws have to change.
Because, you know, the jurors giving 3 choices: second-degree manslaughter, or second-degree murder, manslaughter, and an acquittal. I read a lawyer's opinion about this, and it was like, this is the way the jury might have thought was... second-degree murder has intent to it. You're looking to kill people. And it's just like, well, he wasn't looking to kill somebody. He was
first degree is premeditated, plan.
Yeah.
Second degree is you had intent, but without plan.
Yeah.
And third degree is... like manslaughter is third degree, right?
Pretty close to manslaughter.
Is you accidentally kill somebody.
Yeah. Manslaughter is, you know, if you're...
in a fight, I punch you, you die.
And you die, yeah. You kill somebody, and it was a complete and total accident. So, maybe... Oh, the lawyer was saying this, like... they didn't want to do manslaughter because the guy wasn't trying to kill second-degree murder. The guy wasn't trying to kill. And then it comes down to manslaughter and an acquittal. And manslaughter is an accident to kill, but he didn't have any kind of accident. It was just some sort of gun misfiring. And it's just like, maybe it could have been manslaughter, but between the two options, they figured that manslaughter was too much, in which case you only have
from what
an
I
acquittal.
From what I understand, it was more it again, limited knowledge.
Yeah,
it seemed like a self-defense. It seemed like they were, because they were previously already going to other farms and looting them and robbing them, and they came to do the same to them. And he kind of stepped allegedly, and so they went through a trial. They went through the and this is, to me, this is one of the times where the justice system was used correctly.
Mm-hmm.
They went through the trial, jury by peers, found not guilty, done, over, finished, no more, that's it.
Yeah.
It's over. Unfortunately, your child, your person, made a decision, the wrong decision, and lost their life for it. Where's the accountability towards that person? Why are you on somebody else's property? You come onto my property. To me, it's like when a cop kills somebody, they use the "I felt fear for my life."
Mm-hmm.
And usually that's good enough. So why, if I'm a citizen, you come onto my property, you're on my property. If I fear for my life, I have every right to defend myself.
Not in Canada, actually. We don't have those types of laws.
We should.
But,
and I think that...
But that... And again, there's a lot of nuance lost because there are a lot of details to everything.
Well, yeah,
but
we don't. It's not as simple as, oh, I felt fear for my life, shoot you. You know what I mean? Drag you out of my property and, like...
But, again, it could just be white people talking.
Well, we're just a couple of white boys, and that's what you're going to look at us and be like, you're white, you don't understand. It's like, you're right, I don't understand, but neither do you, because you weren't there that night, and you're biased towards this person because you're their family, and you know what I mean? Like, I have no skin in this game.
You're looking for a reason why this happened, and you're forgetting the fact that the reason might have been because he was trying to do something bad.
Yeah, and you're emotionally invested. And whenever you're emotionally invested, you cannot make a proper decision. So these 12 people who were chosen were not emotionally invested. They went, here's the facts.
Because
1,
if they
2, 3,
were,
4, 5,
the Crown would have said, no, I don't want them. Yeah. The Crown just has as much of a choice of jury selection as the defense. So, the Crown had a say. It's not like the Crown went, oh, I have to let him pick whoever he wants and stack the jury. The Crown had to go, I actually don't want him. I don't want him.
Yeah, they both had
to
agree.
How many indigenous people did the Crown get rid of?
Yeah, who knows?
Right?
Yeah, we don't know.
We don't hear these things. We don't hear the other parts. We just hear one side.
I think this is the first time that I've heard somebody from a jury selection process come out and be like, hey, this is how the selection process, in my eyes, is how it went.
Yeah.
There were many indigenous people in there, but they were all showing definite bias towards this man going to jail.
And for that matter, I've heard that whenever jury selections come up, a lot of indigenous people don't show.
Yeah, they don't show up. But like if you want...
if you have a pool of 1,000 people and 70% of them are indigenous and 65% of them don't show up, you have a much smaller pool to generate from. So if indigenous people... wow, we sound like we're really harping on them. If you want to be a part of the system,
show up.
Get involved.
Yeah.
Stop crying on the sidelines and go, maybe I should be a police officer so I can help my community.
Yeah.
Maybe I should be a politician so I can help my community. Mm-hmm. Maybe I should actually get involved in the community.
Unfortunately,
so I can help my community.
The system we have, is it broken? Probably, in a lot of ways.
But it's the best system out there.
But we have to work with it. And if we want to work with it, and to change it, then we have to go that way. I know it's weird coming from me, my history, because I've always been a proponent up against our system, because our system sucks. Our system is absolutely like garbage. So, but it's a good foundation. Mm-hmm. The foundation is there. Mm-hmm. The intent is there. The good intent is there. We just need to perfect it, and it never will be perfect.
Nope.
Striving for perfection is a loss already. So
because one person's idea of perfection is not somebody else's idea of perfection.
So let us know down below what you guys think about this. Go if you haven't heard about this story, go ahead and Google it.
Go research it. Come up to your own conclusion. Read the articles. Maybe you read different articles than we have read. As I said, sounds like I read something similar, but not quite. There's details that are different than the ones that I read. So. Read.
It was interesting.
Go find out. And, having this blow up across the country is kind of like, wow, you're really crapping all over justice. And what are they supposed to do? Like, they did it the way...
this is our system. Yeah. All right, so don't forget to subscribe because we talk about this kind of stuff all the time.
Yes, we do.
Check out our 400 videos that we have or whatever we have, and you'll find cool stuff like this. And you'll see change from both of us.
Yes.
Throughout all of our videos.
Oh, yeah.
And so, thanks a lot.
See ya.
Later.